Hey, good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. Hope you're doing well today. She's already taken that, but I'm kind of late. Sorry about that. I had to go do a couple things this morning, get things ready for some adventures going on. So it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And today I want to talk about getting more value out of testing, the testing operation. Everyone says, well, we can do testing, but why don't you make it into a value proposition with the testing? And it's kind of a continuation conversation from yesterday's conversation about micro reviews and what you can do. And I just want to talk about using testing in that testing activity. And actually, it's a little bit of U squared, the book. Do I have the U squared book? So out of this book that I always talk about, doing a little bit of this and a little bit of Gary Vee action and how you can magnify the value that you get out of testing, not just making sure your code works, but something a little more. So we'll talk about that a little bit today. And this 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And we talk practical and tactical with Scrum and Agile, and so you don't work crazy hours, get more value to the customer. And this is kind of what we're going to talk about today, and getting it without working extra hard, part of the U squared mentality and the Gary Vee mentality, to be honest with you. And so go home, go hang out with family and friends and enjoy what we do. Do you want enjoy what we do in our work and everything? So with that, I want to share. I didn't do it yesterday. Let's talk European Union, maybe. So I'm putting up the data from the European Union data from the other day from Tuesday night's show where we talk about agile jobs. So let's get to the topic at hand. The idea of getting value, more value, because there is value in testing. And don't let everybody say never said that or say it's no value. There's always value, things you find that you wouldn't see. But I want to talk a couple things, 2 items in particular. One, people are like, why do we have to test? Oh, there's no, then we have to change our brains to incorporate the idea of getting extra value out of testing, not just verifying that what we did is right, but how do we get more business value out of that activity? And there's 2 ways I want to suggest today. One is classic. So as testers are testing, they're definitely going to be screen captured. There's so many compliance things nowadays that they need to capture the final output on the testing, but also I think also doing a video capture. You can also, you can do a text captures, but video, and make it part of one of the outputs when you do done is to capture some good stuff. That one you can use in documentation. So if there is any manual documentation, there's no reason to go back after you complete work to go document how it works. You perfectly well using the testing to verify stuff, and the testers can grab pieces of video or visuals, make that part of your documentation for the story. There's absolutely nothing that prevents that from happening, but you have to trigger the mindset of doing that and get them into the rhythm of, hey, I'm going to capture this. This will be really good for the documentation for the story and the product we're delivering. They do that. So you got to start from the beginning to get that mindset. And second, I want to talk about yesterday's conversation because I kind of touched it a little bit, but the idea of the micro reviews in Scrum or anything in Kanban, doesn't matter, anything like that, where there is nothing. They're already doing it, really. A lot of these automated tests actually videotape a lot of this stuff or record it. I said screen capture. Why not go ahead and have testers also produce the micro content that you want to do in your review, your micro reviews, put up on for anyone to see, make a little video, make a little thing that they can put in a little internal social media. But you just have to make that part of the mindset as they go and not after the fact. And this where Gary Vee and U Squared, they talk about getting multiple levels of value out of what you do. Gary Vee's very big on, if you're working as a cashier, there's nobody there take some video, put some social media, just put it out there. There's nothing to prevent that when you get a low spot. Or as he says, when he does his lectures, he records the lectures and take pieces of that. So as testers are recording their testing operations, grab whatever they see as a snippet that shows the value of this new process, this new story, and turn it into a piece of micro content that could be shared with the entire team. Here's what it was. I put it up, that everyone can see, and if everyone likes it, they can say, okay, yeah, put that up on the company-wide social media platform to show the new capability to get into that micro content philosophy. So now instead of adding time, adding more activity, it's all part of what they do. It's not that much of an ad. It's like it's yes, you might have to process it and add a step, but the act of having to go back and run through the whole thing sequence, they grab the piece of code or the video for what you're doing, you don't have to do that, right? So this is something to promote and talk to your testers, talk to your team about capturing that. Whoever's doing the work, I mean, whether developers or testers, whoever's running the software to test to verify that's going on, they should be thinking about this micro content. And it takes a while to get there. So you got to start early. Now is the perfect time to try it out because maybe there's less demand from all the customers because they're not in the office. So the business as usual stuff comes down a lot. So now, since business as usual has come down, try out how can we capture this? How can we do these micro reviews? How can we do that and challenge the team to do that? So I wanted to share that with you, just a way of adding more value from testing, getting more value of what we do in the day. You squaring, 10xing, Gary Veeing, whatever you want to call it, what we do without working extra hard. So now as it, add extra value without working extra hard. This is extra value. It's got documentation gets taken care of. You get little micro content reviews, some more value that the product owner can use and the company can use across the board, and your team can use to help promote that they do a good job and they add a lot of value. And here's some of the things they do, even on those little micro stories that, is that big enough? But what does it do? So I wanted to share that with you today, just a way of increasing value across the board without working extra hard. It's kind of simple, and you'd be amazed how many people don't do this. It's always been like, I don't know, my brain when I see people not taking advantage of it. You're already there, you're already recording it. Why not take it and turn it into a social media little snippet, a plug, documentation? You're already doing it. It doesn't. It's a button on the screen, right, to record what you're doing. Just something to think about. So with that, I want to wish you a happy day, happy scrumming, and to see you tomorrow. Times might be different over the next week, but we'll see how it goes. We're gonna attempt this and have some fun. All right, so take care and see you next time. And I wish you all the best.